Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Daniel. I'm the owner and operator here at Dawg Homestead, sitting on just over 5 acres in middle Georgia, just west of Macon. And hey everybody. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be talking about onions. I'm going to go over a couple different methods of how to start your onions, and hopefully by the end of this video, you will have the confidence that you need to start your own onions from home. But I also do have a bonus just in case you don't want to start your own. I'm saving that to the end, but yeah, let's jump into it. My name's Daniel. I'm the owner and operator here at Dawg Homestead. Sitting on about 5 acres, a little more than 5 acres here in rural middle Georgia. Okay, I'm 30 minutes west of Macon. If you know the area, you know there's nothing 30 minutes west of Macon. But that's a little bit about, who I am and a quick introduction to the new viewers out there who are not familiar with me or my channel. So, onions. Now, y'all know, well, for those of you who've been here, y'all know, I can grow some onions. But last year wasn't too good. Last year was not too good. Now, I got some onions out of it, but I've been talking about it for ever since I was harvesting. I've been talking about me redeeming myself this year, well, next year. But onions are one of those long crops, okay? These onions, I'm starting them today. This is like the 6th of September, something like that, when I'm actually recording this video. And they're gonna go into the ground in November. So the beginning part of November. So they're gonna be ready to be transplanted in about 8 weeks. And then after that, they're in the ground till May, maybe June, So they're in the ground for 9 months, the better part of 9 months. So this is a long crop right here for us here in the South. For you guys in the middle, so let me talk about that real quick too. Down here in the South, we grow short day onions, okay? It's very important that we grow short day onions because it's a scientific reason. There's nothing we can do about it to make us be able to grow intermediate day and long day. Now if you're on the border there, you can get away with some intermediate day if you're in the South, if you're in the short day onion zone. And if you're in the intermediate zone, you can get away with growing some short days if you're down on the south portion. If you're up on the north portion of the intermediate day, then you can get away with growing some long day as well, and same with the long day. So on the borders, it's a little fuzzy, but down here where I'm at, we grow short day onions. And the reason why is because of the bulbing process of the onion, okay? Just think about, so the onion, all this time it's in the ground, it's just growing roots. It's growing roots and greens. That's it. That's all it's doing. And then when the day length hits a certain day length, that triggers the bulb to actually form a bulb and start growing, okay? There's nothing you can do to change that. There's no speeding that up or slowing it down or whatever. You have to wait until that day length is there. So the reason why we overwinter them is because that day length, we hit that 10 to 12 hour day length pretty early in the spring. So if we were to start ours in the spring, they wouldn't have time to establish roots and grow the greenery that they need. The greenery is very important because it provides energy and it determines the number of rings that your bulb is going to have. So the more green foliage, the more rings you're going to have. Typically, the bigger of bulb you're going to have, the better root system that you have, the more energy that bulb can get. So that's why we start ours in the fall, okay? Up north, and intermediate days. So in the intermediate, those onions will bulb 12 to 14-hour days, okay? So once we get to 12-hour days, that's when those will start to bulb. Now, we do get 12-hour days down here in the South, or in certain, parts of the South. So could you get away with growing an intermediate day? I'd say yes. Will it bulb? Yes. But are you going to get a huge bulb? Probably not, okay? Because that length of day won't stay up there long enough. We won't be in that range long enough. But from 12 hours to 14-hour days, that's when the intermediate onion bulbs are going to start bulbing, and then you can harvest those. Up north, they get long days in the summer. So you're talking 14 to 16-hour days, So they grow long day onions up there, okay? So it's nothing to do with, well, I'm gonna grow this, I'm gonna make it work. It's all about your geography and where you're at. So now that I have beat that dead horse, I grow short day onions down here, okay? I'm not experimenting with long day. There's plenty of short day onions that I can grow that I don't have to experiment with long day and intermediate day, okay? I just don't do it. I don't do it. I only grow short day onions. So the onions that I am going to start today are the Texas Super Sweet. And I got 2 packets here. This packet was from last year. Something about onion seeds, okay? Onion seeds do not carry over very well. They do not. They do not store very well, okay? So I'm expecting my germination rate on the ones from 2024 to not be so great, okay? Now, I just bought some for 2025. These should be pretty good. But I'm going to grow these together, okay? Because some of these will germinate, and some of these may not germinate. But between the two, I'm going to get a good stand of onions there. Also, my power horse, Vidora onion. That's my favorite one. It grows a really big bulb as well. I want to say that I'm gonna put it up on the screen, that the Texas Super Sweet is a Grand X onion, I think is how you say it, and it's a flat, that's a flat onion, So Grand X and Grand O are the 2 different types. So you have a Grand X that's a flat onion, you have a Grand O that's a round onion, okay? And the Vidora is a round onion. It's a Grand O onion, okay? So, but you get really nice big bulbs with that as well. And then I'm also gonna, I had some seeds left over from last year, my Red Creole. I'm gonna grow some of those this year. It's a Grand O onion. I'm gonna grow Red Angel this year. My first time growing these. I wanted to replace my Red Creole with something else, and I heard that the Red Angel was pretty good onion to do that with. So I'm probably just gonna grow those 2 together, and I'll separate them so I know which is which, but I'll just grow those, together. And then another one that I have seeds left over from last year. I won't keep onion seeds for 2 years. I just won't do it. So Savannah sweet onion, I'm gonna go ahead and grow some of those as well. It's a Grand O onion, and I only have a few left in here, so I'm gonna be starting all of these together. I'm gonna show you something special on how I'm gonna start those. And then my first and favorite method is this method right here, where I use a seed tray. It has rather large cells. Now, I have used this one right here before, okay? Now, this right here will fit 288 seedlings in here, okay? Perfect, right? I think it's perfect for onions because I grow a lot of them. And that's really the only reason why I got this seed tray right here. But I never use it anymore. I used it the first year and I don't use it anymore. And the reason why is because these cells, they dry up so fast. Now, I could take this and sit it inside of a tray, you know, and leave a little water in the bottom of it so they stay a little bit moist down in there. But I can grow, and I didn't realize this. I was watching Hoss on one of their onion starting videos, and I can grow just as many in this as I do in this. And I'll tell you why. So onions don't mind their roots being disturbed, okay? They do not mind it at all. So in these squares right here, I can plant 3, 4, 5 seeds, 6 seeds in each one of these squares, okay? And then when it comes time for me to transplant them out into the garden, I can pop the whole cell up out of there, the whole plug, I would say, up out of there, and I just tease it apart, kind of like you would do tomatoes or something like that, and just plant them, okay? It doesn't hurt the bulb. They don't bulb up very big in these anyway. They will bulb up a little bit, but if you were to put, let's say, 20 seeds in one little cell, that's overcrowding it a bit too much, and you're gonna stress out the plant. So depending on how many I'm planting, like I'm gonna use this whole thing for Vidora. So I got 150 seeds and I don't know, maybe 30 more seeds in here, you know. So I can be pretty liberal with it in here. Go ahead and put 4 or 5 in a cell or whatever, fill it up. And then when it comes time to transplant, bam, I'm just plopping the cell out, teasing them apart, putting them in the ground. I am actually gonna grow onions in raised beds this year. I did in the ground last year. I did in the ground year before last. Year before last did amazing. And I mean amazing. I normally do them in a raised bed, and I went away from that, and I just feel like going back to a raised bed. I can control the area better. I can control the weeds better. Onions do not like competing with weeds at all, okay? You got to keep the weeds down. I know down here we're growing them over the winter, so it's a little bit easier, but as soon as spring hits up and those weeds start popping up, you gotta stay on it. You gotta stay on it because they do not like competing, especially if you want those bigger bulbs that, you know, everybody wants to brag on and, pop their collar and whatnot. So, anyway, I'm gonna get this tray planted and then I'll be back. All right, now that I have all of them planted, I just cover them with some perlite. You don't have to use perlite. You can use the seed starting mix if you'd like. But I like using perlite because it goes a long way and it saves me money. Because the seed starting mix is expensive and I don't like using it to cover up some seeds. All right, that's it. Now I will water this in, and in a few days we should see some stuff sprouting up. Onions can be a little slower to germinate sometimes, but The key to it is temperature. Make sure that you're keeping them in the correct temperature. So for these, I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna leave them out here on this table or if I'm gonna take them in the house. But we should have, tomorrow's gonna be in the 90s, I think, again. But after tomorrow, we have nothing but mid to low 80s, and even some days in the 70s coming up. So I think that those temperatures would be just great for germination. But for the first night, I may take them in the house. But on this one right here, I'm doing the Texas Super Sweet. Now this one right here, a little bit different than that one. So this one, I got cells, okay? I put them all in cells. Over here, I don't have any cells. So I just take it and I sprinkle them out. I'm gonna cover this whole tray. Yep, I'm gonna put all of them on there. And this is 250 seeds right here in this pack, which probably means there's closer to 300 in there. I don't know why I'm trying to take that off all neat. I'm not gonna reuse it. That's the Texas Super Sweet. And I'm struggling with this packet. Let me pour these things out. Okay. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on in there. So this right here may be the easiest way to do it. Like I said, they don't mind having their roots disturbed, so that's why you can do this. And then once you're ready to transplant them, what I do is you're gonna have a mat of roots underneath here, okay? And so this will kind of peel up, and I like to just peel it up, peel off a corner of it, and then work with that corner. Take each seedling apart, you know, and lay them out, and then transplant them like that. Very easy. I will still cover these right here with perlite. As you can see, it took me 2 minutes maybe to get these right here started. Now the thing about this right here is I don't want to see any black. I only want to see the white, okay? Because y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've always been told that onions need darkness to germinate. And so I want to make sure that every last seed is covered up. So that's another good thing about using this perlite. It's easy to tell where you have an empty spot at. And you can just go back and cover it up. Give it a good press down. I got one more spot right here. And with this perlite, you don't have to go heavy with it. But if you do go heavy with it, you're okay. And I say that because it's so light that the seedling will not have a problem getting up through it. So you don't have to worry about, you know, man, I buried it too deep with the perlite, you know. That seedling is going to have enough energy to get up through that perlite, no problem. All right, so I just planted 300. What is he? That ain't 500, but let's say that's another 300. So that's 600 seeds in about 5 minutes. This one takes a little bit longer because you got to put them in the individual cells, okay? But you could do it this way. I like this way. This is my preferred way right here because I like just popping that plug out and transplanting. I take this tray out of the bottom tray, and I just walk around with this tray and I pop them out, and I can plant a few. Pop it out, plant a few. I like that method. This method is very similar, but as you can see, the planting side of it is so much faster and so much easier. So either way works just fine. You don't have to worry about that. Now, if you want to use something like this, you can do that too. And it works great. You just got to keep these cells moist because you don't want any stress on that seedling. Now I got 3 more types, and I need to make some labels for these. And we got to move over to the garden so I can show you how I'm gonna start these. All right, and we are here at method number 3. I've actually never done it this way before, but I just saw it on Lazy Dog Farm. He did a video about starting onion seeds this way. And so I was like, you know what? Let me try that. And I think I'm gonna like this because when I go to get the onions out of here, I think I can dig under them really well and not disturb the roots as much. Anyway, I'm gonna do 3 rows right here. Oh, also I want to talk real quick about direct seeding. You can direct seed your onions. I do not. I like to make sure that my spacing is perfect. And so direct seeding, you may come up with misses and all that kind of stuff. So I like to start mine and then transplant them out. So I'm going to start them in here, and then when I go to transplant them, I'm going to dig them up from here and transplant them into the raised beds that they're going to be in. But I'm going to bring you in closer so we can get to work. All right, and then I'm going to start with Red Angel out here on the outside. And we're gonna do them, this is 250 seeds, but I'm just gonna come through and sprinkle them down through here. I am not concerned about spacing at all. And I'm just gonna cover them back up. Now the thing about this method is I have to keep up on the watering, okay? Because it's not, at the greenhouse or not over there where the rest of my seedlings are. So you tend to forget about stuff when it's not directly, by your other stuff. And also you tend to forget about it when you haven't been watering this bed very often, so I haven't watered this bed in months. And so I got to remind myself, hey, you got onions over there. And while I'm doing this, if y'all got ways that you like to start your onions, please let us know in the comments. Y'all been keeping the comments popping lately, man. I'm telling you, I love it. I absolutely love it. Give it a little seed to soil contact right there. And I got one more. Hold on, let me put this right there so I don't forget which is in which row. And these I don't have as many. They're 2024 seeds, yeah. So I'll get by with whatever I get. Oh yeah. I don't know if y'all heard that, but it sounds like some thunder, which would be perfect if we got a little storm that came through here. Not nothing too bad, but enough to water everything in real good after planting. All right, and hey, that's it. That's it right there. So I just started all of my onions, and now I got to keep up with them. They'll be, excuse me, they'll be in this bed for 8 weeks, just like the other 2 sets that I did, and then we'll transplant them into their final home. So let me get these labels made, and I'll be right back. All right, well, that's my 3 ways of starting onion seeds. Really simple, really easy. The easy part, the thing that makes onion seeds so easy is that they don't mind their roots being disturbed. And so you can just plant them in a mass area, dig them up. That's actually how the commercial growers do it. They don't plant like, one at a time. They plant them all in a big area. And they just come through and dig them up. So, and they do that in ground. They do that in the ground. So, but they got machines that do, you know how it is. We ain't got no machines. We just got these. That's it. But so yeah, so that's it on that. Oh, so my honorable mention way, okay, that you can grow you some onions is you can buy onion sets, okay? And so what I recommend if you're gonna buy onion sets is to buy the sets that have the little bulb and the green the green growing from the top of it, okay? Those little onion sets that just have the little bulb on it, I don't have good luck with those. So that's just me. That was back when I first started growing, so it could have been a thing where I was growing long day or something like that, and they were short day, but I couldn't even get them to get the green to come up out of the ground. So yeah, I was having all kinds of issues with those. So I recommend the bulbs that already have, it's a bulb and it has a little green stem coming up already. Those type of onion sets, not the kind that you get in like the little bag, and they just have a bunch in there. Granted, if that's all you got, go with it. I'm not the one to ask about how to get those to grow because I do not know. Ooh, I'm a poet and didn't even know it. But yeah, that's my spiel on that. Hoss is selling onions, and I always get onion sets from Hoss. I think by the time this video's out, they should be starting to pre-order. If not, they'll be starting it real soon. So be on the lookout for Hoss pre-order. Now, y'all saw me just plant all of these onions, right? I'm still gonna get onion sets from Hoss, and I'm gonna tell you why. And this is a shameless plug, but hey, I got to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. I grow good onions, okay? But man, I ain't that good when it comes to growing them from seed, So Hoss has saved my butt on a many a year. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try mine, because I'm gonna get mine right eventually. Uh-oh, we got the wind picking up. I'm about to get blown away out here, y'all. I said I was gonna tell the truth. The wind started blowing and it got dark. Uh-oh, watch out now. But yeah, so I always get Hoss onion sets because, man, the first time I grew them from Hoss sets, I looked like a daggum superstar. I'm talking about, you talking about your boy bragging, man, couldn't tell me nothing. But so I always get them, and I grow those out as well. Last year I couldn't for whatever reason, and so I didn't have a good onion harvest. This year I'm not making that mistake. I planted mine. I'm getting onion sets from Hoss. I'm just gonna get a small amount just to make sure that without a doubt, I'm gonna grow out some onions. And y'all stay tuned, because I got a whole series on onions, how to care for them, everything, because onions are not, I mean, they're in the ground for a long time, but they are not just, set them and forget. You got to work a little bit on those onions throughout the year. And so y'all hang around, and I'm going to be doing plenty of videos on onions and how to keep up with them, how to upkeep them. Right now, everybody's in the planting mode. So just get your onions started, or order you some seeds, Order you some seeds, or order you some onion sets. And y'all know I got the link to Hoss down in the comments below. If you're new here, I always have the link to Hoss. I always have the link to Bootstrap Farmer, the trays and stuff that I was using in this video were from Bootstrap Farmer. So always, go down there, check those guys out. And if you got any questions about them, feel free to ask. Shoot me an email or ask in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer questions. A lot of times I'm up at midnight answering questions, and that is, hey, that's when I got time to do it, so that's when I'm gonna do it. But we got a little rain, look like it want to come in here, just a little bit, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Like I said, if y'all new here, I appreciate you coming by, stopping by to have a chat with me, and stick around for a little bit and go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and become a part of the Salty Dawg family, because definitely, man, we got a family going on over here. We got a family going on over here. If you haven't seen that, one of my recent videos about, if I had to start all over again on my homestead, the 5 things that I would definitely address, please go watch that video. I'm gonna link that video below on here as well, because that video truly is the cornerstone of what I want this channel to be. And the comments have been fire. I asked and y'all delivered, man. The comments have been great. Man, that y'all don't know how much that just that tugged at my heartstrings there a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was good. That was a really good video. I put a lot into it. I put my heart into it, and you guys responded, and I appreciate y'all more than you'll ever know. But anyway, I'm getting rained on. I guess that's saying, the show is over. So I will see you in the next video.